Hey Melissa and or Alan, this is Scott Walker. I just spoke with Melissa on the phone and I just wanted to show you how you could generate more leads using your online presence through your website, Google Business Profile, and possibly Google Ads. And I always like to start with your website. So looking at your website, it looks like it was very professionally done, so it looks very nice. The one thing that I would recommend for your website though is to have more content. The reason I say that is because Google loves to see content. They want to see 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage. And throughout that content, you want to be found for buyer intent keywords. And for those, like what I call a buyer intent keyword is a service and a location. So for example, I know you guys are in Midvale, but water damage restoration Midvale or fire damage restoration Midvale. Those are the types of buyer intent keywords you want to see. The other thing you can do is if you save your imagery correctly, instead of it saying this mumbo jumbo right here, that could also be a keyword because it's embedded behind the photo for you. So I use a tool called Ahrefs to show me your analytics and where you're setting. The DR and UR is the strength and trust that Google has for your website. These are on a scale of 100 and you want those continuously moving up. You're currently at 12 and 20, which is pretty decent considering your referring pages and domains. What those are backlinks, and what a backlink is when one website links to another website via clickable button or text. But not all backlinks are created equal, so you do want to stay relevant to your industry and location whenever possible. It looks like you're being indexed for 141 keywords and you're getting roughly 33 people to your website each month. Looking at some of the keywords that you're being indexed for, RainFire restoration, that's your name, there's 40 searches, you're number one, that's where most of your traffic's coming from. Water damage restoration, Riverton, you're number two, that's where the rest, there. So these other ones are where I want to focus on, and it looks like you have some decent starting ones, but it's only water damage restoration. A couple molds, but if you guys do all the services that I've seen on your website, you want to be found for fire restoration, you want to be found for mold and biohazard cleanup, and all those other things too. So you guys have a lot of pages on your website, so I would think that a lot more of these would be ranking for you. So that's where I would like to go in and help you guys get more. So I did just look up water restoration Midvale, just because that's where you're based out of. Right here up top is the Google Guarantees. It's a guarantee for two reasons. One, as a consumer, I know that this business is licensed and insured and has a background check. And for the business, if I call this phone number and I'm not a real lead, you can dispute it and get your money back. That doesn't happen with your Google Ads right here. The great way to make sure to get good click-through rates and conversion rates on your ads is to make sure as much of this keyword is in here as possible. So like this says water damage restoration Utah. It's not Midvale, but I know Midvale's in Utah, so that's helpful. But this one, water damage company Midvale, and it does say water damage and repair. So I would think out of the two of these, they'd actually both get pretty decent click-through rates. But then the landing page experience, you want to make sure to have a click-to-call right up top. Form submit, what you do, where you do it, if you run any promotions. I don't think you do, but just saying if you do. And then the background imagery should be relevant to the search query. So if you're looking for water damage, show some water damage. If you're doing fire, make sure to do fire in the background. And that's how you have a good conversion rate, because then people instantly know they're in the right place. And then we move down into the Google Business Profile. Looks like you guys are right here. It's great. You guys have a decent amount of reviews. I mean, some of them have more, but that's okay. That's what I found is one of the best ways to get ranked. I do have a little trick to get more reviews. It just has to do with your old customer list and sending them out text messages and emails. And then moving forward, you have QR codes, and you could ask all your clients when you're done with the job to get some more reviews. The other thing you could do to be found for other searches besides just Midvale, maybe Salt Lake, Draper, Riverton, things like that, is to make sure your name, address, and phone number are the exact same all across the internet and in different directories like yellowpages.com, because the more you give out your information, the more Google starts to trust you, and that just is not just your area, but in the surrounding areas as well. And then the Google Ads and the Google Business Profile take about 60 to 70% of the traffic. The rest comes down into the websites down here. Oh, I forgot to show you this real quick. Sorry, this is Google Ads. I just did water restoration in Salt Lake County. You can see there's thousands of searches for just water damage restoration. Now the only thing is, the cost per click is anywhere from $50 to $152 per click. And a good conversion rate is 20%, so it would take at least 5 clicks before you get a new lead. So that could kind of give you a range of how much it would cost for a new lead. But I did want to show you ServPro was your top competitor for water damage restoration in Midvale. And looking at their website or their page, there's not too much content on here. So when you start to have more content, better buyer intent keywords, those authoritative backlinks and citations, you could start to outrank these guys. I'll show you just a glimpse of the searches with actual city attached to it, not just water damage restoration near me. There's 1,400 searches monthly just for Midvale, Salt Lake, and West Valley. So when you start to outrank your competitors, a percentage of these total volumes will start to go to your website instead of theirs. Once they go to your website, a percentage of them will start to give you a call or form submit, and depending on your guys' closing rate, will turn into a customer for you. So Melissa, I really appreciate your time for watching this. If you like what you've seen, will you send it over to Alan? And then we can go from there. Have a great day, and thank you so much.